Hey everybody, it's your boy SergDragon, and welcome back to another edition of the Heavens Monsters Podcast. With me today is T-Money.
If you smell what the lion is cooking.
And on FaceTime, we have Chris Petrie.
Too sweet.
And Mike Henry.
If you're ready for another episode of the Heavens Monsters Podcast, give me a hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
I just want to see Chris Petrie when he's on the Dark Heat Undertaker.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Let's get out of this.
All right, we're going to do the review on Backlash for 2020, June 16th. There you go. 14th? Okay, yeah, because Friday was it?
Turn your light on so we can see your face. You kind of look like he's a boogeyman.
Oh, let him be the boogeyman. He's a shadow spider. So, with that, we start tonight on the pre-show with Apollo Crews defending his United States title. And, hold up. Whose phone is too close to the TV? I can hear the static. You hear that?
Wait, mine.
There you go. I don't hear it anymore. But, and he defends it against Andrade with Kevin Owens and Angel Garza on commentary or around the ring. And of course, Zelina Vega's there. You know that. Yeah, everybody got a Joker mask. Came in this weekend, so.
I'm waiting on my Edge mask.
Oh.
And Seth Rollins.
And the winner of this match was Andrade, thanks to the help of Kevin Owens, who dealt with Angel Garza on the outside. This would make the...
Apollo Crews.
Huh? Apollo Crews.
Give me Apollo.
Oh. What did I say? Sorry. Apollo Crews won the match. I said Andrade. I had him on the brain. I said his name last.
Now you said this weekend your mask came in. You mean last weekend?
No,
No, because this weekend.
last weekend. On the weekend.
Yeah, I'm saying you said this weekend. I said you mean
Last weekend.
Last weekend.
Last weekend. Whatever. Whatever.
Stop taking pictures.
Can I smack you?
No.
Can I smack you?
Sorry.
Uno, dos, tres.
Ah! You heard what I said. You heard what I said, huh?
I heard. What do you think I smacked you? Coño. In which case, thank you for that correction, Chris. Apollo Crews successfully defended his title with the help of Kevin Owens. And of course, Andrade and Angel Garza were in disagreement again. And Zelina Vega is having to deal with two overgrown men acting like children. Your thoughts, Chris?
Yeah. Andrade is a loser because his mind was somewhere else, and Apollo picked up the win and still fighting champion.
Hold up. It's not scanning my face.
And my take is,
Go ahead.
as I was saying, my take is give Kevin Owens the assist. Give Kevin Owens the assist because he did what he had to do, and that's stop Angel Garza from distracting Apollo Crews to let Andrade walk away with the U.S. title. But like I said, give Kevin Owens the assist by giving Angel Garza the stunner.
Yeah, buddy. Your thoughts?
It was a good match. That's all I can say.
And next up. Keep going. Winner. Hey.
Triple threat match for the women's tag team titles. Iconics versus the Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross versus Banks and Bayley.
We start the night with a big match on account of the women. Whew, the women were definitely fighting left and right. They were all over the place. For real.
Why are you going to call it a big match?
It's a big match because they all over the place. I count if they got a lot of people cheering for them, then yeah.
Just because it's all it's means a big match.
Yeah, call it a big match. In which case, thanks to Sasha Banks capitalizing on Alexa Bliss, she ends up rolling her over after she does a finishing move on one of the Iconics. I think it was Billie Kay. And she steals it for her. What?
It was a teaser that said, you know.
Yo, whoa, what the hell is that? Is that you, Chris?
My phone? Yeah, that's my phone.
Yeah.
I'll talk to y'all on my tablet.
Okay. Yeah, you got me tripping. I'm like, what the hell is that?
You got a talking robot in your room?
Nah, he was playing something. It was audio.
No, that's why I was thinking that TV show Saved by Bell. She had a talking robot in his room.
Were you even born in that era?
Yeah.
God damn, you time warped. Who the hell uses Saved by the Bell reference anymore?
They still do.
I don't hear it.
If you're a fan of it.
Yeah, not me.
They're rebooting the show anyway.
Not me. In which case, like I said, with Sasha Banks stealing the win from the capitalizing on Alexa Bliss, they defended the titles in a three-way dance, and it's just, ugh. A lot of people wanted Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross to obtain their titles again and became if I'm correct, a 2-time or 3-time champions. Which one was it, Chris?
Alexa Bliss,
And Nikki Cross.
They're 2-time women's champions.
They're 2 times already?
Yeah.
Okay. So they would have been a 3 times if they obtained it.
Yeah.
Damn.
No, if they win the titles, yeah, if they win titles back to 3 times.
Maybe 3 times. But they didn't. They were denied that. And the Iconics definitely wanted to be 2-time. They're still looking to do that. So your thoughts, Team Money?
No, at this point, they should have won.
You, Chris?
Alexa Bliss and Bayley should have. Why am I saying Bayley?
I'm also disappointed that Nikki Cross and Alexa Bliss did not win.
You, Mikey?
Alexa and Nikki should have won, but once again, the role model strikes again.
Yep.
Y'all noticed that the Icons are the new Bella Twins? Think about it.
2 notes. Bad mixture of coffee and bad idea of considering Iconics the Bella Twins.
That's what that's the way it's considered them, bro.
I put too much milk. I thought I put just a little. Apparently it was too much.
Did you put their milk in there?
Yeah, it was just regular milk.
Hey,
you know me. I'm a mixture. I like trying new things to see which flavors come out. And that was a fail.
That's what happens when you take a dump.
I got what?
That's what happens when you later on, you're going to take a dump.
Oh, you know I am. I ain't gonna lie. Okay, so next.
Like I said, that's what they consider them as the new Bella Twins.
They're not twins.
Yeah,
their status as funny girls.
That's what Vince McMahon, he's and the WWE are considering the Iconics, the new Bella Twins.
To be as popular, not actual twins. Don't get it twisted. On the word twins. Use the word Bellas. Say that. On the Bellas. At least then you don't say twins. They'll be like, they're not twins.
Well,
like Chris just did.
Yeah. I'm saying that because they are more alike. As they have like the same kind of relationship that Nikki and Bella has.
If not greater.
Yeah.
I like cheerleaders or something.
Mm-hmm. Sheamus versus Jeff Hardy.
Oh damn! This was a heavy fight. With Jeff Hardy trying to defend his honor as being a clean individual, considering his 3 occasions of being arrested and going to rehab, and Sheamus, who's exploiting it, we would definitely have Jeff Hardy on as the underdog in this story, while Sheamus was looking to put him down.
Oh, I'm sorry. I know you're talking about Sheamus now, but here's another one. They also consider the Iconics. Lake Cool.
Lake Cool.
Yeah.
But they're not in wrestling no more.
I know that's what McMahon also, and they also considering that they had the kind of same personality as Lay Cool did.
I don't know why he said that if they're not even in WWE right
I
now.
don't know.
That's bad referencing.
Well, I think he's considering Angel Garza as a young Eddie Guerrero.
Yeah, I mentioned that.
I'm gonna mention that one.
No, we're mentioning it right now.
Okay, I don't know if something I noticed that Vince McMahon is comparing Angel Garza, a young Eddie Guerrero.
Really?
Which Eddie Guerrero's alive.
Yeah, I don't know. Hey, I will say this much. Love it or hate it, you know who would actually wouldn't mind that idea? His widow, Vicky Guerrero.
What? Oh, excuse me.
Yeah, excuse me, but he looks good. Because that's what she's doing right now. She's acting around like she's a cougar. Vicky Guerrero's a cougar.
Why do you think Chris Jericho was used to compare himself? Hold on, my mom. Hello?
Hold up. There you go.
Well, I think Chris Jericho back in the day, in the Attitude Era, he was comparing himself to Shawn Michaels.
Is she here?
She's told me
He's
she's
not Shawn Michaels.
Go ahead. I gotta go ahead.
Okay, so let's do a speed run on the matches as far as title runs because he's got to go. So we'll talk about this between me, Mikey, and Chris. The winner is Sheamus, which sucked. We're going to talk about that. Then we have the Raw Women's title match against Asuka and Nia Jax. Asuka won. Again, we're going to talk about that. So that's two matches. 2-on-1 handicap match between Braun Strowman and Miz and Morrison. Braun Strowman won. Easy. And Bobby Lashley versus Drew McIntyre with MVP in Bobby Lashley's corner. Drew McIntyre win. We're going to talk about that. Of course, the greatest match ever. If I remember correctly, it was the last thing. Edge versus Orton. In which case, sadly to say, after the grueling fight, Orton won. And we're going to comment on our favorite moments in that match. I know for a fact you got to comment the fact that the Edge used the rock bottom and Orton used the pedigree.
Yep.
And how do you feel about Edge losing?
Disappointed.
Asuka winning?
I didn't even care for that match. I just like the Edge versus Randy Orton thing. That's more.
Drew McIntyre winning.
I like that one. Drew McIntyre one. I like that.
Jeff Hardy losing.
Disappointed.
And Braun Strowman winning.
It was pretty good.
All right, bro, we got to let you go then. Here's your phone.
All
right. So with that said, let's go ahead and go back to Jeff Hardy versus Sheamus. In this match, one point Jeff Hardy was in the air. Yeah, I'll clean it up. Was in the air. I can take off my mask now. And got bro kicked it. And then he was thrown into the ring only to get bro kicked for a second time in a row. And thus, that's how Sheamus won. We want to say Sheamus cheated, but he didn't. Your thoughts, Chris?
I'm just disappointed that Jeff Hardy did not win. He got bro kicked by Sheamus twice.
Yeah, you were there at my house to watch the show, so you saw that.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, Serge, I cannot believe that Sheamus got retribution on Jeff Hardy for what happened in that urine test.
Yeah. Yeah, but he cleared it. And
Sheamus got a little retribution.
Oh yeah. But he didn't win the match. So he feels like he failed his family and himself and his fans. That's what sucks.
Jeff Hardy's not going to go down quiet. Hell no.
I don't know if this is over between him and Sheamus. We gotta wait till Friday Night SmackDown to see.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, let's talk about Asuka and Nia Jax. Between these two women, Asuka was on the offensive with her strikes and constantly going for a choke or armbar, while Nia Jax was focusing on brute strength alone. The match ended on a note that was very complex, but understandable. With Nia Jax and Asuka heading outside the ring, Asuka would try to put her in the armbar and constantly strike and keep countering Nia Jax's raw power and body. Before she realized it, the referee was counting 9 and she tried desperately to get into the ring, but it was a double countout. Asuka, who was upset, yeah, and they announced that she was still Raw Women's Champion. She bowed her head, Japanese style, full bow head, and acknowledging the fact that she is grateful that she's still champion. So this was in favor of the champion's, yeah, that's what it said, champion's favor. Your thoughts, Chris?
I'm happy to Asuka retain the title, but that's not what she wanted. I count out
Victory.
Well, yeah, victory. And that's not what she wanted.
You, Mikey?
I wanted Asuka to win, but it was a double countout when both women were fighting tooth and nail back and forth. But this war between two is far from over. But I'll save the comments for Thursday. I hope.
Yeah, we'll find out.
On Thursday's Heaven Monsters podcast, we'll have to wait and see.
We cover Monday Night Raw and NXT for sure.
Yep.
Next thing is Braun Strowman in a handicap match for his title on the line against Miz and Morrison. One fact that I wanted to mention.
No.
Yeah. One fact I wanted to mention is that earlier on in the night before this match ever happened was the fact that it would be announced that if Braun Strowman should lose his title, the title will not be shared by Miz and Morrison. Whoever pins or submits Braun Strowman is the winner and sole co-holder. Soul holder, not co-holder. Yeah, wrong word. They won't be co-holders. Only one of them will be champion. But that didn't happen because with Braun Strowman having the muscle, power, and momentum, he train wrecked him. He threw him around. Literal words. He gave him those hands and hit John Morrison with the running power slam and got the job done. Even got so far as to cut off a reasonably catchy music video that Miz and Morrison were trying to show the previous SmackDown, but we got a glimpse of it and yet was still cut off by Braun Strowman entering the arena. Your thoughts, Chris?
I'm happy for Braun Strowman retaining his championship. It was so funny because Morrison was going to pin Braun Strowman and The Miz pull him off because The Miz wanted to be Universal Champion. But it didn't happen.
Yeah, they were bickering.
Braun Strowman retained. Miz and Morrison got these hands.
Next up, the WWE title on the line with Drew McIntyre against Bobby Lashley with MVP in his corner, specifically asking Lana not to appear. These two would have such an amazing match, going back and forth with power, moves, and countering each other's skills. It was top of the line until Lana came out and from hearing, she was addressing the referee that the referee cheated. When Bobby Lashley was trying to tell her to go, Braun got Braun in my brain. Drew McIntyre was about to knock her over, and he dodged, but then hit Bobby Lashley, and he ran into Lana. And ultimately then took the opportunity to Claymore kick him, roll him up, and get the 3 count. And still, your WWE champion, Drew McIntyre. While MVP...
More country.
Yep. While MVP and Bobby Lashley were looking on at Alana, who was on her butt, just not uttering a word, shaking their heads and walking off and leaving her behind. And Drew McIntyre mouthing off saying, I told you not to bring your baggage here. It would cost you. And it did. I'm going to be champion for a while. Your thoughts, Chris?
I'm happy Drew McIntyre retained his championship against Bobby Lashley. But I know Bobby Lashley is going to be pissed at Lana for showing up and cost him the title.
Ooh, yeah. Am I hearing divorce papers? Shh.
I just want to say, speaking of divorce, it'll be the first time in, get this, 8 months since Lana was divorced. Remember, she was married to Rusev.
Yeah, I remember that.
And speaking of Rusev, I'm sure he's home laughing.
Yeah, I follow him on Instagram.
I hope he's watching what he just saw.
Oh, you know he's laughing.
He's gonna be like, your husband's gonna divorce you. Who is Lana's gonna hang out?
Mm. So your thoughts on that, Mikey, as far as the victory on Drew McIntyre and the failure mess up on Lana?
My take is Drew McIntyre has won, and the question is, who's next in line? Who's next in line? There are a list of people like Randy Orton, Big Show, no, not Big Show, Randy Orton, Kevin Owens. I mean, who's next in line for Drew McIntyre's world title?
Good question. Who's not in quarantine right now? Not Seth Rollins, please. Not that again. Give somebody else a chance.
Wait. You said not quarantine?
Who's not in quarantine?
Oh, that's what I'm trying to figure.
That's the question. In which case, we could see, because he's not contracted to one brand, we could see the return of Goldberg, and we could see the Spear versus the Claymore, Icon versus the Scottish Psychopath, or whatever he wants to be labeled by. That could be another one. That could be a dream match right there. Oh, wait. We have to take consideration of the next pay-per-view, which is Extreme Rules on July 19th.
On July 19th, before SummerSlam.
Oh, yeah. So if the rules are going to be extreme, perhaps we may see...
It's going to be like a tables match, street fight, hell.
TLC.
Yeah, tables, ladders, and chairs, everything. All weapons legal.
Parking lot brawl.
Everything.
First blood match.
That'll be fun.
Haven't seen one of those in a while. Last man standing match. A street fight. A no holds bar. Leather strap match.
Hardcore match.
Maybe. You know Jeff Hardy's definitely going to be wanting that. Ooh, Jeff Hardy. Out of that, we'll come to the last match in which the show was first named the greatest match ever. Between Edge
versus Orton.
Yep. And what was the guy who died? The voice announcer?
Howard Finkel, because you thought it was.
Yep, the ghost of House Finkel is in the house.
Yeah, you know, I hear him in the ghost.
Yep, they had the old school mics come down with the spotlight, and they had the recording of his voice calling out Edge and Orton from back then. That was a nice thing. Also, they had Ric Flair's boy dressed up in an old school WWE referee outfit, which was blue and a bow tie. What was that referee's name?
Charles Robinson.
There you
Charles
go.
Robinson.
Rick's boy. The Flair boy. This match was definitely a instant classic. Without saying. It was extremely long. I even went to the restroom to take a dump, and it was still wrestling. I thought it was going to be done. I thought it was going to end around 9. Nope, they were still wrestling. In which case, you would see moves like Edge having to be messed around with by Orton. He had tricked him out 3 times, making him trip, making him fall, making him do this. Edge, who finally got the drop on him and had the momentum going. But again, it was Orton versus Edge, and this match was not ending anytime soon. To a point, they would pull out all the stunts. Multiple spears, multiple RKOs. Even Orton...
Rock bottom?
Yeah. Because I mentioned that with T-Money. With them pulling out all sorts of tricks and not getting the job done, we saw... Well, you saw. I was in the restroom when that happened. Randy Orton using the pedigree, and then when I came out, freaking Edge used the rock bottom.
Oh my God.
Even, I gotta say this, I was happy to see them do a replay of Edge using the Education, which was his sit-down DDT version. And I was like, we haven't seen that in a long time. And also, Edge multiple times tried to apply his new submission hold, in which he called the Anti-Venom. So, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. We kept seeing, and might I add, we also kept seeing a above camera angle, in which case we kept seeing freaking Edge bug-eyed. He's like, he kept having his eyes like this. Like, what the hell? Damn, you want to talk about facial expressions? Edge was the winner of that match with that one. But sadly, that would be not the case on account that Orton, at the very end, he was already trying to use the putt kick, which he hadn't been using in a long time, but yeah. Definitely tried to use it on Edge earlier on in the match. But finally got around to using it when he went for the knee shot, and it looked like it went low. Edge hit the ground on all fours, and then immediately going for the punt kick to the side of the head, and ended the match on that note with the 1, 2, 3, your winner, Randy Orton. And he had whispered into Edge's ear while his music was playing, saying that now you can go home to your wife and kids. And while you're at it, tell the girls Uncle Randy said hello.
Oh, hell no. Oh, hell no.
And then they were getting the stretch. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I was saying another disrespect.
You, Mikey?
Orton crossed the line.
Yeah, you know he does. During the match, after the match, they were pulling out the stretcher for Edge, and Edge said he didn't want that. So, with that said, that would be the end of the show. Any last remarks, Chris?
Well, no.
You, Mikey?
While Edge and Orton were fighting tooth and nail back and forth, Randy Orton using Triple H's pedigree, and then you got Edge using his best friend's Christian's kill switch.
Oh, he did. I missed that.
But then, and then right at the end, the moment that you people didn't see, Randy Orton's punter to send people to. I'm sorry. Oh man, I gotta feel bad for Edge. Had this match won, but Randy Orton had other ideas.
Indeed. Can't say he didn't earn it. I'm surprised Edge didn't use dirty-handed tactics. Edge was one of the most iconic heels in WWE, if you remember.
Yeah, back in the old days.
Surprised he didn't pull out those stunts. He was babyface the whole time. Right, Chris?
I know, right?
Yeah.
Maybe he would have won if he actually pulled some heel stunts. That's the question. So, with that said, let's go ahead and get ready to end this video, boys. Because I gotta get going. A shout out to our fellow brethren of the Heavens Monsters podcast, Xavier Hill, Mike Henry, and Andre Mitchell. A link to their YouTube pages will be in the descriptions down below. And a remaining shout out to Chris Petrie, T-Money who just left, Renee, Farrell, and Andre. Also, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. Hit that subscribe button, like the content, and hit that notification bell for the next Heavens Monsters podcast. I'm SergDragon. This is Chris Petrie, and this is Mike Henry. We'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.
Good night.
Good night.